Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be running through all of the augments that you can unlock for the new Fireworks ammo mod in Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Zombies, demonstrating what they do and kind of testing their effects. So if you haven't gotten this fully researched yet, hopefully this video will help you decide if that's something that you want to do, or if you do have all of this unlocked, kind of help you decide which abilities you actually want to equip when you use it. So starting off, taking a look at the base version of the ammo mod with no augments equipped, you can see the description here that each bullet has a chance to launch fireworks that target both normal and special zombies. Looking at that here, you can see the effect, but by itself doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. And then also for context while I'm doing this, most of the comparisons will be done on round 9. However, there are a few tests that take place on other rounds just to kind of demonstrate effects and whatnot. So now looking at all of the various augments that you can unlock for the Fireworks ammo mod, first I'll go through the major augments, then move on to the minor ones. I'll also do a few comparisons equipping both a major and minor augment just to see how they enhance each other. So starting with the big game augment, which you can see allows its use on elite enemies, I'll test that out on the Zersa bear, which spawns in round 16. So as you can see, it now activates on an elite and ends up doing a decent amount of damage to the bear by itself. If you notice, the other benefit of activating the ammo mod on an elite with that big game augment is that you'll now get an extended version with 2 rounds of fireworks going off rather than the single round we saw previously, and ultimately ended up taking about 50% of the Zersa's health. Moving on to Starburst, this one will cause fireworks to explode immediately, sending the flares through enemies in all directions. Equipping this one, you can see a pretty clear improvement to the amount of damage done compared to the base version, as it explodes outward horizontally and is able to take out most of this group of zombies. Comparing this to the ammo mod with no augments, the difference is pretty obvious. Next up is Weeping Willow. This one augments the ammo mod so that the flares instead land on the ground and explode periodically. Looking at that here, you can see it basically just creates a bunch of damaging flames on the ground. Overall, it does more damage output than the base version for sure, as it does take out a decent amount of the zombies in this group, but that's highly dependent on being able to lead the zombies over each flare multiple times, as each tick of damage is a bit low. And then finally, wrapping up the major augments, we've got Fire Wheel. This one creates 2 fire wheels that spin around and damage enemies. Demonstrating that one here, kind of similar to the Weeping Willow in that its damage output is going to be dependent on how many times you can get zombies to be hit by those 2 rotating flares. However, it is a bit more concentrated to a single area, and each damage tick is a bit higher. Now moving into the minor augments, starting with Starlight, which increases the amount of flares produced by the fireworks. So for this one, I'll test its effect on the base version as well as some of the major augments to see how well they work together. First, using Starlight with no other augments equipped, you can see the number of flares created are 7 once you activate it. This compares to 5 flares when using the base version of the ammo mod, giving an increase of 40%. We also see a 40% increase when you use Starlight with the Starburst major augment. When using the 2 together, you get 14 flares, comparing this to the Starburst alone, which only creates 10. Moving over to the Weeping Willow major augment, we see 7 flares again, the same number as having no major augment equipped, giving us another 40% boost without having Starlight equipped, which again only makes 5 flares. And finally, Fire Wheel technically sees a slightly larger impact on a percentage basis, which creates 3 wheels rather than the normal 2 wheels without the Starlight minor augment equipped, which is a boost of 50% rather than 40% on the others.
I've already killed more of your kind than I can count.
Next up for the minor augments is Big Bang. This one increases damage dealt to special and elite enemies, so to make the most of this one, you'd also probably want to equip the Big Game major augment as well. So testing this on the round 16 Xursa Bear again, we get a damage of 1,567 per hit compared to 1,045 without the Big Bang Minor Augment. That's a pretty impressive 50% increase to damage. However, overall, I don't think you'd really notice much of an impact when using it in game. Perhaps if a new elite enemy is released in later maps that is specifically weak to fireworks, this augment then might make more sense to use. Next is the High Yield Augment, which increases the area of effect. This is another one I tested in combination with the major augments to see how they work together, but honestly, I couldn't notice any difference using this one. So I'll show the footage of what it looks like with just this augment equipped, as well as each of the major augments. If you want to go back and scroll through the video to look at the footage of those to compare what it looks like without it on, feel free, but looking at the footage and using them myself, I really couldn't see any major impact with this one equipped.
Decoy running. Do this all day. I got plenty of corpses.
So let me know in the comments if I'm missing something on that one. There may be a slight difference, but I don't really notice anything worth it if it is there. But anyways, wrapping things up, we've got Short Fuse, which reduces the cooldown time for the Fireworks mod to activate. So for this one, I basically just shot a zombie until Fireworks activated and then ran around shooting as much as possible until it activated again. First, looking at the time it takes without the augment equipped, we get about 37 seconds. Then doing the same process, this time with the Short Fuse augment equipped, we get a time of about 27 seconds. So based on that, I'm guessing it's about a 25% reduction in cooldown time. So those are all of the augments for the Fireworks ammo mod in Black Ops 7 Zombies. Also, if you research through the full tree, you do get that extra slot augment, which allows you to equip 2 minor augments rather than just 1. Based on this, I think I'd probably go with Starlight as well as Short Fuse personally. But either way, hopefully this helped you decide if you want to research all the way through this and which ones to equip. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.